Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn French with Anubhav. If you have already subscribed to my channel, press the bell icon to get the latest updates. So as you all know that currently we are doing the revision for CBSE Class 10 French exam 2022-23 batch, right? And in today's video, we are going to do the concept revision of pronoun relative sampler, a composé, simple and composed pronouns, relative pronouns. Okay, so all my other videos based on the revision for CBSE Class 10 are present in a playlist, and the link to that playlist has been provided in the description box below. Do check out the other revision videos as well in case you have not. Right. So in today's video, we are just going to do the concept revision and how you are going to attempt it. Right. Now, one small disclaimer. Pronoun relative is a huge concept. Right. There are like so many aspects to be discussed under pronoun relative. Like one of the examples, if I state to you is, for example, there are like so many cases in which you can use both pronoun relative sample and pronoun relative composé. If I give you an example, c'est une maison, j'ai passé mon enfance dans cette maison. Okay, got the meaning? C'est une maison. First sentence, j'ai passé mon enfance dans cette maison. I passed my childhood in this house. So, it can be done in both ways. In pronoun relative sample and in pronoun relative composé, both the ways. In sample, what it would be? Où. C'est une maison où j'ai passé mon enfance. Okay. And in composé, what it would be? C'est une maison dans laquelle j'ai passé mon enfance. Right. Then there are like so numerous cases in which we use preposition with pronoun relative sample. Okay, like avec qui. There is a fifth pronoun relative sample as well, quoi. So I am not going to discuss about all these things ahead in the video. I am limiting this video's content to CBSE Class 10th curriculum only. Okay. Because I know I named a few topics just to let you know that pronoun relative sample and composé is not just this much. There are many more things to do. But in this video, I am going to discuss only that much as you need. Because your exam is in 2-3 days and there's no scope, there's no time for extra information which is out of syllabus. Right, there's no time for that. We need to prepare just for the syllabus. So, we are going to discuss that much only as you need. Fine. So, first let's understand the meaning of a pronoun. Words that are used to avoid the repetition of a noun, right? That's what a pronoun relative does. Okay, we discussed the meaning of pronoun. What is a relative pronoun? Relative pronoun are the pronouns that are used to avoid repetition of a noun in a phrase or a sentence. That's a relative pronoun. And relative pronouns we have of two types. We have simple and composé. Composé we'll discuss in this video itself a few minutes later. Right now, let's discuss about simple. We have 4 in the syllabus, in CBSE Class 10 syllabus. Que, qui, où, and dont. So first, we are going to discuss about all these pronoun relative sample one by one. Okay, so if we talk about que, generally used for replacing nouns with complément d'objet direct, right? Used for COD. Okay, for example, yeah, let's frame the question this way. La film était bien, full stop. J'ai vu le film. COD, le film, right? So, le film, que, let's connect, like pronoun relative, connect two phrases to make a sentence, right? So, le film, que, j'ai vu était bien. Okay, and que translates to what? That. The film that I watched or that I saw was good. Okay. Now, if we talk about key, key is used to replace the subjects. It can be a subject pronoun or it can be the subject as well. For example, I mean, it can be a subject pronoun and it can be a, a common noun or a proper noun. No, proper noun. Wait, let me think whether it can be proper noun or not. Let's frame a question. Probably not. Common nouns though for sure can be replaced by key. So, j'ai acheté une chemise. Cette chemise est magnifique. Okay. So, j'ai acheté une chemise, full stop, cette chemise est magnifique. Now, how to connect these two? Une chemise is getting repeated, right? Cette chemise is the subject here. So, this subject will change to pronoun qui. So, it will become j'ai acheté une chemise qui est magnifique. One small trick. Okay, let's know the translation first. Qui means who or which. Okay, it can translate to who and it can translate to which. So I purchased a shirt which is magnificent. Okay, now one small trick that you can use while choosing from among ka and ki. Okay, ka will be always followed by a subject and key will never be followed by a subject. Okay, if there's a pronoun, of course the pronoun can come before the verb, but usually in usual cases after key you're going to have directly the verb. Okay, so this is going to be a very important indicator for you that it can help you. Okay, though this logic may or may not work all the time, but from the perspective of examination point of view you may apply this thing as well in case you are confused between. I'm only talking about this case. In case you have confusion between ka and ki, only this case. Okay, I'm not talking about other cases. When do we use ou? Ou is used to replace place and time. So if you are using it for place, of course it will mean where, and for time it will translate to when. Okay. So these two examples, okay, I'm taking place example in this video and time example I'll take in a question answer video, okay, in which we will discuss some questions. In this video we are just doing concept division. You can see I've written concept division, right? So here we are just going to discuss one example with place. Okay, let's take an example. Yeah, perfect. C'est l'école. J'ai appris l'anglais dans cette école. I hope this part is visible, and let me just check in the recording because I want the whole board to be visible. Perfect, it's clearly visible. That's good. So j'ai acheté une chemise. Okay, wait, sorry, the wrong sentence. I have the wrong sentence. C'est l'école, full stop. J'ai appris l'anglais dans cette école. Right. So école is getting repeated. So of course we are going to change école into a pronoun, and école is a place. Hence we are going to choose où. Okay. So c'est l'école où j'ai appris l'anglais. Remove this portion. Now it can be done in composé as well. C'est l'école dans laquelle j'ai appris l'anglais. Okay, but I'll discuss about this case a few minutes later. As I said in the initial part of the video, there are numerous cases in which actually both the pronouns are applicable, but it might happen that in your marking scheme you don't have both the options, you have only one option. So I will be giving out tricks to identify whether to use sample and whether to use composé within a few minutes when we are done with the discussion on pronoun relative composé. Okay, after that I'll give away the tricks, because first we should be knowing about these two concepts, no, properly. Last pronominative sample that is in syllabus. Like we don't have in syllabus the pronominative sample combined with prepositions. We don't have that, right? We simply have the pronouns. These 4 pronouns, not even 5. We have only 4 pronouns in syllabus. We are going to discuss that much only. See, like pronominative, people might consider it a difficult topic, but is it difficult? No, right? Like you just think about it, no? From the actual topic, it's so much condensed in the exam curriculum, right? So isn't it easier to do? Think of the brighter side. It could have been a possibility that the whole thing was there. Then think how confusing it might have been. But in this case, it's already condensed. So there's no scope of confusion. It is easy to do, isn't it? So dont. Dont translates to of which, from which, or of what, from what. Like these, we are going to have the translation. Basically, when we have the, okay, the followed by a noun which is getting repeated, we use no. Okay. For example, and yeah, one more thing. Once you have used a pronoun, of course, from the second place, that noun will disappear once you have used the pronoun, because you have used the pronoun for that noun as only. Right? No need to write like, c'est l'école où j'ai appris l'anglais dans cette école. It won't make sense. This is the school where I learnt English in this school. Does that make sense? No, right? You have already used the pronoun for this. Okay. Dont. Dont translate to of which, of whom, from which, from whom, like that. You're going to have the translation. And dont replaces nouns, adjectives, etc. usually followed by the. Okay. For example, c'est un acteur. Je parle de cet acteur. C'est un acteur, full stop, je parle de cet acteur. Let's, actor is getting repeated, right? So, c'est un acteur. It is preceded by the, so c'est un acteur de. Oh, sorry, dont. Dont je parle. This is an actor of which or about which I speak. Okay, so these were your pronominative sample. Time to start the discussion on composé. Composé, one thing that you must keep in mind, that in composé, like of course in the syllabus, I'm talking about just the syllabus, you're always going to have some or the other preposition, be it a, be it the, or be it any other preposition like derrière, devant, sans, avec, pour. Okay. First, let's have a list of pronominative composé. Pronominative sample discussion is over. Now we are going to discuss about pronominative composé. We are going to have in 3 categories. One is with a, one is with the, and one is with miscellaneous preposition. Preposition. Okay, with a, like with all these, we are going to have 4 forms. Okay, one is masculine singular, one is feminine singular, one is masculine plural, and the last one is feminine plural. Right. So a. Remember the formation of contracted article. A plus la is au. Similar thing is what we are going to do here. Okay. So masculine singular pronominative composé with a, auquel. Feminine singular, à laquelle. Notice the spellings, okay? Take care of the spellings. Masculine plural, auquel, and feminine plural, auquel. Okay, these all will translate to which. The ones that we will form with the, they will mean either of which or from which. Okay, so auquel, à laquelle, auquel, fine. For the masculine singular, the plus la is what? Due. So duquel. The plus la, de laquelle. Masculine plural, desquels. Feminine plural, desquels. To be noted, the space exists only in the feminine singular. In others, there's no space in between, right? So they'll translate to from which or of which, right? Miscellaneous prepositions. So again, we are going to have 4 forms. We will have laquelle, laquelle, lesquelles, and lesquels. Okay, these are the 4 forms that we are going to have, and all these will be preceded by random prepositions. Okay, it could be okay. Let's take few examples. Sans means without, avec, or which means with. It can be entre, between. It can be devant, in front of. It can be derrière, behind, at the back of. Or it could be près de, loin de, à droite de. Numerous prepositions are there, right? It can be sur, on, it can be under. So, and the list continues. Okay, so with all these chez, with all these prepositions, you are going to have how to form sans laquelle, sans laquelle. Sans means without, so without which, without which, without which, without which. Avec, with which, with which, with which. Entre, between which, between which, between which. Entre laquelle, entre laquelle, entre lesquels, entre lesquels. Devant laquelle, devant laquelle, devant lesquels, devant lesquels. Derrière laquelle, like that. That's the way you're going to form. So, what do we understand from this particular call? I'm not talking about this thing. I'm just talking about this thing, only this much. What do we understand? Pronoun relative sample remain unchanged if there's a change in the gender or in the number of the noun for which we are using the pronoun. Que will remain que, qui will remain qui, ou will remain ou, don will remain don. There won't be any change. But pronoun relative composé is variable to the nature of the noun for which we are using. If the noun is masculine singular, pronoun should be masculine singular. If the noun is feminine plural, pronoun should be feminine plural, pronoun relative composite. So this is one striking difference between the two things. Okay. Okay, we have discussed this point as well. Fine. Okay, now if we talk about specifically like you may call it bookish definition, the book definition, when to use pronoun relative composé. So pronoun relative composé are used when we have to introduce a relative subordinate clause, complement of an antecedent, usually the noun or pronoun preceding the relative pronoun. So we get to know this, that the presence of a preposition plays an important role in deciding how we are going to use the pronoun relative, whether to use sample or composé, because in majority of the cases, if we have a preposition, we go for composé. Let me tell you how we do that. Okay, wait, I need not to rub all of it. See, now, okay, let's directly get into, since we are going to discuss how to choose between pronoun relative sample and pronoun relative composé, we are coming to the topic for your exam perspective, right? From your exam perspective, how are you going to decide whether to choose from pronoun relative sample or pronoun relative composé? In the initial part of the video, as I said that in some questions, both are possible. I took the example of ou and don, right? Dans laquelle and ou. Both were possible, both were correct. But as you know that in your exam marking scheme, it might happen that only one is mentioned. And that one that is mentioned will be the more probable one. So more probable will be what? In case you're in the question you are having a sentence with a preposition. If you have with a preposition, then ideally go for pronoun relative composé. Okay. Prepositions like what? Sans, avec, entre, devant, derrière, sur, sus, chez, or pour. Pour means for. So all these prepositions, if you see in your, okay, better write it. If you see these prepositions in your question and these are preceded by a noun, go for pronoun relative composé. If the noun is masculine singular, so it becomes say pour. Okay, let's make a quick question. Say mon ami. Number one, ami without an e, or let's make it with an e. C'est mon ami, okay? C'est mon ami. Je donne des fleurs à cet ami. Okay, so cet ami, feminine singular ami is getting repeated again. So we'll use the pronoun for cet ami, right? Now, à cet ami. Okay, à cet ami, à. So it should be à laquelle. C'est mon ami à laquelle je donne des fleurs. Though it should have been à qui would have been a better option, but since we don't have it in syllabus, let's make it even more simpler. Okay, let's make it even more simpler. Yeah. C'est mon ami. J'ai acheté des fleurs pour cet ami. So pour, okay. When pour is there, and ami, feminine singular, A-M-I-E, ami, feminine singular, so you will use pour laquelle. Okay. Yeah, let's negate the previous example, because previous one should have been aki. Aki would have been a better option, but we don't have prepositions combined with pronoun relative sample as such in the syllabus, right? We simply have que, qui, ou, and dont. That's it. So this is the trick that you need to use. You need to check out the presence of this thing. Presence of a preposition. And if a preposition is not there, then go for pronoun relative sample. For example, this sentence that we had here, je film était bien, j'ai vu le film. Was there any preposition? No, there wasn't any preposition, right? For example, this one. J'ai acheté une chemise, cette chemise est magnifique. Was there any preposition? No. So when there is no preposition, undoubtedly you will go for pronoun relative sample. You just need to analyze the statement that whether we should use que, qui, ou, or dont. Okay, dont will come when there's the. Okay. So you need to use pronoun relative sample when there's no preposition, and when there's a preposition like these, or like when there's a or when there's the, then go for composé. And yeah, in some cases you can go for dont as well, pronoun relative sample. Like think of it. No, dont also translates to of which, from which, from whom, of whom. And this is what how we translate these as well. Pronoun relative composé with the. Okay, so you need to decide. You need to see which one suits better. In case you see a preposition, go for these prepositions like these. And in case there's no preposition, then in case there's no preposition, even are and the is also not there, then definitely pronoun relative sample. No other option. Otherwise, you need to choose from here. If COI is there, see, for COI, we can use these, right? Auquel, à laquelle. Yeah, if I say like COI, of course, we can use this for COI as well. It is used for COI too. So, à laquelle, in the example that we took a few minutes back, that is correct then. C'est mon ami à laquelle je donne les fleurs, it's fine. So, okay, à laquelle, auquel, right? Duquel, de laquelle, desquelles, right? So, these are what you need to use. So, one more additional step that can avoid the confusion between pronoun relative sample and composé is to translate and comprehend the meaning of the statement. Okay, and to decide which one will suit better. But still, preposition trick should work. If we look at the CBSE sample paper as well, the preposition trick has worked. Okay, so hopefully it works in that ways. Otherwise, you need to understand the statement and then you need to analyze it, right? Because as I said, as I have been saying in this video, that in few sentences both are possible, but you need to see which one is the most viable one. Okay, so this whole concept will become even more clear when we are going to do the questions on this, right? So let's put a halt here. See you in the next video. C'est tout pour aujourd'hui. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel Learn French with Anubhav. And if you have any doubt or suggestion, you may write that in the comment section below. You may also like my Facebook page by the same name, Learn French with Anubhav. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Au revoir. N'oubliez pas que la langue française est l'amour.